Save us. And I'll whisper, no.
Last week, we gave you an early review of Zack Snyder's adaptation of one of the most important graphic novels in American literature, Watchmen. Snyder mostly adheres to Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' intricate, layered book. He maintains the novel's unique visual look and tone. It's 1985. Think of it sort of as a parallel America. Not the world we live in, but not so terribly different either. Richard Nixon is in his 5th term as president. The U.S. and Soviet Union are on the brink of nuclear holocaust. And until Nixon outlawed them in 1977, a loose-knit group of caped Avengers, the Watchmen, protect civilized society. But unlike Spider-Man and Superman, these heroes are mortal and very flawed.
Rorschach thinks someone's hunting the Watchmen, huh?
You think it's possible?
I think statistically, one murder doesn't equal a trend. Rorschach's a sociopath, Dan. I mean, so is the comedian. He was practically a Nazi. You know that better than anyone.
You know, it's not really even enough to call them flawed. They are staggeringly antisocial, drunks, xenophobes, narcissists, murderers even. They represent the best and worst of ourselves. That's really what I took away from the novel. I'll concede the point is not made quite as effectively on film, where the book's philosophical intensity at times felt a bit hacky.
How long till we keep this up?
Congress is pushing through some new bill that's gonna outlaw masks. Our days are numbered. Till then, it's like you always say, we're society's only protection.
From what?
You kidding me? From themselves.
There were times in the back half of the movie, speeches like that, the Night Owl's ship, where Snyder's movies started feeling a little too cartoonish. And though I worry viewers who haven't read the book might be lost, I still think it's fairly heady entertainment. It's a cerebral, nuanced, big-budget affair, and in the end, I liked it. I think it's worth seeing.
Yeah, I liked it a lot too, Ben, and I am familiar with the graphic novel. I had read it a few years back and revisited it recently preparing for this film, and I agree with you. I think if you're not familiar with the characters and the whole tone and style of Watchmen going into it, you might be lost. It's not like Spider-Man and Superman, which you mentioned, where if you haven't read the comics, you still know about Peter Parker and you know about Clark Kent, because they are such figures in pop culture. Here, this is so cult that you have to sort of be familiar with it to enjoy it, and I think it's going to hurt it in the weeks to come at the box office.
Yeah, I always like to, you know, read source material, especially when it's something important like this ahead of time. I don't always do it, but here I actually wish I had, however that ship has sailed.
Snyder does such a great job of staying true to the graphic novel, which is really important for these kinds of films, because there are so many people out there who have read the novel numerous times and hold the characters so near and dear to them, and he really respects that as a filmmaker because he himself is a fan, and I think that shines through in the movie. A couple standout performances, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Jackie Earle Haley, and a couple others that really didn't do it for me, like Malin Ackerman.
I really thought Patrick Wilson was the big star here. I know you didn't like him as much, but I loved his sort of understated, reluctant superhero.
Look, it's going to make a lot of money this weekend. I'll probably end up seeing it again just as a fan of film. It's fun to go see these movies opening weekend, but will it hold throughout the months to come in the weeks in March? I don't think so. I think it's going to fall off at the box office.